I'm Emily Gray. I'm a vice president at MediaLink, which is a boutique consulting firm in New York City.
And I'm Celeste Wallace. I am a program manager on our analyst relations team at Xerox Corporation.
And I'm Elliott. I'm a strategic insights manager at Yahoo.
I work at a consulting company that works with big companies like traditional brands, Coca-Cola and Unilever and Campbell's, and small companies that are digital startups, so internet startup companies.
I work for Xerox Corporation. That's primary focus is helping our customers find simple ways to do work. As part of my role, I work on the analyst relations team.
My job as part of that is to really work with advertisers like the Coca-Colas and the Procter & Gamble's of the world to really meet the consumers where it's best for them.
When I was a child, I envisioned my future self to be a lot like my mom. Meeting great people who've mentored me and helped give me feedback and guide me has been easily the most powerful part of creating my path.
I actually thought I was going to be some kind of a hybrid between Katie Couric and Oprah Winfrey. And I was gung-ho. I was going to be on TV. That's what I wanted to do. But then I had a professor in college who shed some light on what it really was like to be in broadcast journalism. So I did some research on a career in public relations. It seemed to be a good fit between the things that I was most interested in, and that's what I did.
I personally grew up in a very small town. It was very hard for me to kind of realize a future career and where I was going to go and how I was going to get there. But I always just had this tenacity and this will to keep going and figure out what else was out there. And I think that really just drove me to keep going. And I put myself through school. I, made friends with people and made relationships with people and really kind of built those over time. I have a great career. I have a great network, but I did not start out with that. I started out from nothing.
The great marketers, people who really understand marketing, are often born or sort of personality-wise, they really understand how humans tick, what makes them want to make a decision, what makes them want to pick up this can of Coca-Cola over this can of Pepsi. It's something that I think is as much learned or sort of born with as you can learn it.
There are certain steps you need to take to make sure that you excel and do it well. And I think, to your point about being a good communicator, whatever that means for your industry, you need to make sure that you do it well and, do it better than your peers.
There's a lot of different ways people lead. One of the ways that I've seen be most effective is people who empower the people that work for them.
A good leader appreciates the process of being a leader. It doesn't just happen overnight. And I think you've got to be a visionary and be able to communicate that vision and get your team to believe in it so that they can execute on your behalf.
You can think of a leader in many different respects. Obviously there's, a president who's a leader. There's a high business executive. But, being a leader does not mean that you need to be at that level. You can be a leader in your community and, you see someone who is having trouble with reading, help them. That's being a leader. It's being a mentor to that person. And you just keep being humble and have integrity and respect for others and just keep doing that over and over and over again, and you will get to a larger role hopefully someday.
I'm not exactly sure what my future self will be. I certainly hope it involves continuing to learn. I never want to feel like I've arrived. I feel like that's a very bad place to be, a very disillusioned place to be. So I always want to be in a place of growth with new ideas and always being able to add value.
I always have something in mind and I'm working hard towards that goal. But I think that the journey itself is really exciting, and the second I stop striving for those really high, lofty goals is the time where I'm not living, I'm not being happy, and I'm not learning, I'm not growing.
I hope it involves a balance, and it's not just work, but it's happiness at home and with a family. But I think you know, the most important thing for me, again, has been surrounding myself with people that I really feel inspired by, that I think are doing interesting things and are smart and smarter than me and make me be smarter. So hopefully it involves that.